Have you ever felt like the more you chase something, the further it slips away, like grasping at water with clenched fists, only to find your hands empty? We've all been there, waiting, worrying, wondering if life will ever turn in our favor. And yet, somehow, when we finally loosen our grip, things begin to fall into place. The Stoics knew this well. They believed that the universe unfolds with a wisdom far greater than our own, that what feels like a setback may be the very path forward, not through control, but through alignment, with nature, with reason, with faith. Faith, not in luck or blind hope, but in the rhythm of life, in our ability to endure, and in the quiet power of patience, to act where we can, to accept where we must, and to trust that everything comes in its time. What if the strength you seek isn't in striving harder, but in surrendering wiser? This is not just an idea, it's a way of being. Let's explore it together. Chapter 1. The Nature of Fate and the Flow of Life. Have you ever tried to swim against a powerful current? The harder you fight, the more exhausted you become, yet you go nowhere. The Stoics saw life much the same way. To them, fate was like a vast and ever-moving river. Some struggle against it, trying to impose their will on the tides of life. Others choose a different path. They flow with it. They adjust, adapt, and trust that the current, however unpredictable, will lead them where they're meant to go. Which approach do you think brings more peace? Epictetus, a former slave-turned-Stoic teacher, once said, "Do not seek for things to happen the way you want them to. Rather, wish that what happens happen the way it does. Then you will be happy." This wasn't resignation, it was wisdom. When we resist reality, we only add layers of suffering to our pain. But when we learn to accept what is, to trust in the unfolding of life, we begin to experience a quiet strength, a calm rooted not in control, but in understanding. Think back to a time when life didn't go according to your plan, a job that slipped through your fingers, a relationship that ended, a dream that fell apart. In the moment, it likely felt like failure. But now, with distance, can you see the path it revealed, the lesson it carried, the opportunity it quietly opened? Often, the things we chase so desperately are not what we truly need. The Stoics remind us, we don't always know what's best for us. What we think is a loss may be the very thing that clears space for something better. Fate isn't always gentle, but it is often just. To live stoically is not to be passive. It is to be present. It is to engage with life fully while releasing the illusion of control. When we stop clinging and start flowing, we make room for growth, for clarity, for peace. Here are a few practices to help you live in alignment with this Stoic trust. Practice detachment. Understand that outcomes are not yours to command, only your actions and responses. When faced with disappointment, breathe. Remind yourself, this is not the end. This may be redirection. Reflect with gratitude. Each evening, think of 3 things that didn't go as you wished, but ultimately led to something good. Over time, you'll begin to see the quiet intelligence of fate at work. The Stoic pause. Before reacting to a setback, stop. Ask yourself, is this within my control? If not, release it. If it is, focus on what you can do next. Calmly, wisely. Life rarely moves in straight lines. But if you learn to trust the bends, you'll find they often lead somewhere beautiful. The next time something falls apart, ask yourself, what if this isn't a setback, but a step forward? Have faith. Everything comes in time. Chapter 2. The Power of Humility. Have you ever noticed how those who shout the loudest often have the least to say? In contrast, the truly wise, the ones who have walked through fire and emerged stronger, rarely feel the need to declare their worth. Their presence speaks for itself. The Stoics recognized this timeless truth. Real strength is quiet, rooted not in pride, but in humility. Humility is not weakness. It is a quiet confidence that comes from knowing who you are without needing the world to confirm it. It is the courage to admit you don't know everything and the strength to keep learning. Seneca once wrote, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live." Those who believe they already know everything close themselves off from growth. But the humble, those who see life as a classroom, are constantly evolving. Pride, on the other hand, is a heavy armor. It shields us from criticism, but also from truth. It keeps us safe, but small. Humility frees us. It allows us to see our flaws not as failures, but as opportunities to improve. And in doing so, it aligns us with the Stoic pursuit of virtue, the highest good. Think about those in your life who have made the deepest impact. They likely weren't the loudest or the most self-promoting. They were the ones who listened deeply, acted with kindness, and moved through life without seeking applause. History remembers those who led with quiet dignity far more than those who demanded attention. The Stoics taught that virtue is its own reward. You don't practice humility to gain praise. You do it because it aligns you with what is right. But paradoxically, life has a way of rewarding those who act with sincerity, not always in material ways, but through peace of mind, strong relationships, and unexpected blessings. Practice this. Give without expectation. Offer kindness without waiting for thanks. The act itself is enough. It shapes your character and builds a life rooted in purpose. Embrace the beginner's mindset. No matter how much you know, approach life as a student. Ask more questions than you answer. True wisdom comes not from proving you're right, but from remaining open to deeper truths. And most of all, practice silence. In a world obsessed with speaking first, be the one who listens. The Stoics believed that words should be few, but meaningful. Musonius Rufus advised, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Use them in that proportion." Silence is not retreat. It is strength in restraint, clarity in chaos. Humility, in the Stoic sense, is not about thinking less of yourself, but thinking of yourself less. It invites grace into your life. It helps you see others clearly, grow through challenges, and walk through the world with quiet assurance. And in that stillness, you will find not only wisdom, but peace. Chapter 3. The Role of Patience and Perseverance. Life will test you, not once, but many times. The Stoics understood this deeply. They never promised a life free of hardship. In fact, they taught that even the most virtuous souls would face storms. But they also believed something just as powerful, that those who persevere, who trust the unfolding of life and keep moving forward, will emerge not just intact, but transformed. Cleanthes, a lesser-known but deeply influential Stoic, said, "Just as a fire becomes stronger when the wind rises, so too does the soul when tested by adversity. Every challenge is not an obstacle, but a chisel, shaping us into who we're meant to become." Patience is not about waiting passively. It is an active choice. It is standing firm when the ground beneath you shakes, holding faith even when the path ahead disappears into shadow. To be patient is to trust that the seeds you've planted will grow, even if you cannot yet see them breaking through the soil. Hardship does not come to break you, it comes to awaken you. Think of a time you were sure you wouldn't make it through, and yet, here you are, stronger, wiser, still standing. That pain you thought would undo you became the foundation of your strength. So why should today's trials be any different? The Stoics taught that faith isn't blind optimism. It's the courageous belief that even when everything seems unclear, there is meaning in the struggle, that the dawn always follows the darkest hour, and that as long as you keep going, one step at a time, you are not failing, you are becoming. Faith also teaches us to be patient with ourselves. Growth is not always visible. A tree does not sprout overnight. Its roots must take hold in silence and darkness. So too does your character develop quietly, beneath the surface, in the moments when it feels like nothing is changing. When doubt creeps in, remind yourself the process is still working, even when you don't see results, even when progress feels painfully slow. You're not standing still, you're evolving. So the next time life feels heavy, choose not to collapse. Choose to take one more step. Trust that what you're enduring now is not punishment but preparation. Your trials are not in vain. They are shaping you into someone capable of greater things. Practice this daily. Reframe your challenges. Ask, what is this teaching me? Affirm your faith. Each morning tell yourself, I trust in the process. I trust in myself. Everything comes in time. Keep moving forward. No matter how small the step, forward is forward. The Stoics remind us, we are not defeated by what happens to us, but by how we choose to see it. So see every struggle as a lesson, every delay as part of the path, and every hardship as the forge in which your strength is formed. Chapter 4. The Power of Faith in Shaping Reality. Faith, in the Stoic sense, is not blind hope. It is a conscious, disciplined trust in the unfolding of life. It is the quiet conviction that even when we cannot see the full picture, there is order beneath the chaos. The Stoics believe that how we perceive the world determines how we experience it. As the Roman emperor and philosopher Antoninus wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." If our minds are filled with fear, doubt, and anxiety, we will interpret the world through that lens, and the world will reflect it back to us. But if we cultivate thoughts grounded in trust, patience, and purpose, we begin to live in harmony with the flow of life rather than in resistance to it. Faith does not mean expecting everything to go according to our desires. It means accepting that there is a deeper wisdom at work, even when life feels uncertain. Think of the times you resisted change, only to later realize it was a necessary turning point. What if, instead of resisting, you chose to lean in? What if the very thing that feels uncomfortable now is shaping you for something greater? The Stoics taught us to focus only on what we can control: our actions, our choices, and our mindset. Everything else, the opinions of others, unexpected setbacks, the timing of success, is beyond our influence. Faith then becomes a practice, a discipline of surrender, a decision to keep moving forward, even without guarantees. Nature does not rush, yet everything is accomplished. The seasons turn, the tides rise and fall, and the sun never forgets to rise. The Stoics looked to nature as a model for how to live. Why, then, should we expect our lives to unfold without delay or difficulty? Just like the tree that stands through winter, faith reminds us that growth is happening even when we don't yet see the leaves. Faith is also a deep trust in ourselves, in our capacity to endure, to adapt, and to overcome. As Rufus, the Stoic teacher, put it, "He who fears death will never do anything worthy of a living man." When we fear the future, we rob ourselves of the present. But when we replace anxiety with trust, we gain the strength to face anything. So how do we live with this kind of faith? Monitor your thoughts. When doubt creeps in, gently redirect it. Instead of asking, "What if I fail?" ask, "What if this is the exact challenge I need to grow?" Detach from outcomes, act with purpose, but release the need for instant results. What is meant for you will not miss you. It will arrive in its own time. Create a daily mantra. Simple phrases like, "Everything is unfolding for my highest good," or "I trust the process of life," can rewire your inner dialogue. Faith is not passive. It is a way of walking through the world with quiet strength, steady vision, and a heart anchored in trust. When you embody this, you no longer chase life. You allow life to meet you. And when it does, you'll find that everything you were seeking was already on its way to you all along. Chapter 5. Embracing Uncertainty. Few things trouble the human spirit more than the unknown. We long for clarity, for control, for a future that feels predictable. Yet life, by its very nature, offers no guarantees. The Stoics understood this well, and rather than fear it, they embraced it. Arrian, recording the teachings of his mentor Epictetus, wrote, "Do not seek for events to happen as you wish, but wish them to happen as they do, and you will find peace." In other words, peace is not found in certainty. It is found in alignment with reality. Uncertainty is not the enemy. It is the space where potential lives. It is the fertile ground where growth begins, creativity takes shape, and strength is forged. Think back to a time when things did not unfold the way you had hoped. A job you didn't get, a path that was blocked. And yet somehow that detour led you to something unexpected, something necessary. What if, instead of resisting life's twists and turns, we chose to welcome them? What if uncertainty is not chaos, but the canvas on which life paints its most meaningful moments? The Stoics encourage us to stop grasping for control where none exists. Instead, we are to master the one thing that is truly ours, our perspective. We cannot predict the future, but we can choose how we respond to the unknown. When we release the need to force life into a narrow frame, we allow room for something greater than we imagined. Uncertainty demands presence. It pulls us into the now. Because in truth, the present is the only place where life happens. The future is not promised and the past is beyond our reach. But right now, in this breath, in this moment, we are alive. We are capable. We have power. Imagine standing before a vast ocean, its horizon hidden by mist. You can freeze in fear, or you can set sail, guided not by perfect knowledge, but by faith. Those who dare to step into the unknown often find that the journey, not the destination, was what mattered most. Within uncertainty lies transformation. The Stoics did not view change or unpredictability as threats. They saw them as the very conditions necessary for virtue. Courage, patience, adaptability, these are not born in comfort, but in challenge. And uncertainty is life's greatest challenge. So how do we embrace it? Practice radical acceptance. Remind yourself, I do not need to control everything. I trust the flow of life. Release the illusion of perfection. Uncertainty is where innovation begins. The more you loosen your grip, the more possibilities emerge. Anchor yourself in the present. When the mind drifts into future fears, bring it back. Feel your breath. Listen to the sounds around you. Notice the details of this very moment. This is where peace lives. Let go of imagined outcomes. Act with intention, but release attachment to specific results. You are not here to force life. You are here to live it. The Stoics believed that within every challenge lies an opportunity, not for external success, but for inner growth. So, when life feels uncertain, Do not run. Stand still. Listen. Trust. For the wind that seems chaotic now may be the very force that carries you to shores you never knew existed. And in time, you may look back on these uncertain days, not with regret, but with gratitude, realizing they were not detours, but directions. Chapter 6. The Stoic Mindset in Adversity. The Stoics never pretended life would be easy. In fact, they trained their minds to remain steady precisely because life is hard. They understood that adversity is not a detour, it's part of the path. As the philosopher Cato once observed, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a person perfected without trials. What challenges us refines us. What tests us transforms us. Every hardship we face is an invitation, a chance to build inner strength, to sharpen our character, and to rise stronger than before. The friction we feel is not the enemy, it is the force that shapes us. Just as a sculptor chips away at stone to reveal a masterpiece beneath, adversity reveals who we truly are. When life pushes against us, we have a choice: to collapse under its weight or to stand firm with dignity. The Stoic does not resist pain, nor does he run from difficulty. Instead, he faces it with calm, with clarity, and with faith. He knows that storms will come, but like a tree that bends without breaking, he grows deeper roots with every gust of wind. To live well is not to avoid pain. It is to endure it with purpose. Strength, after all, is not measured by how little we suffer, but by how much we endure and still keep our hearts intact. A smooth sea never made a skilled sailor, and a life without struggle never made a soul of depth. When we stop viewing adversity as punishment and start seeing it as preparation, everything changes. The trials you face today may be forging the wisdom you will need tomorrow. The failures that wound your pride may be clearing space for deeper growth. Every setback is a chance, not to break, but to rebuild. This mindset does not ignore pain, it transforms it. The Stoics didn't seek suffering, but they welcomed its arrival with a steady heart. They knew that greatness is born not in ease, but in effort. True power lies in perspective. Reframe your struggles. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What is this teaching me?" Let every challenge become your classroom. Let every hardship reveal a deeper strength within you. Build resilience through rhythm. When life feels chaotic, return to small, grounding rituals: morning reflection, mindful breathing, a simple walk under the sky. These habits are not trivial, they are anchors. They give structure to uncertainty and keep your mind steady when the world feels unsteady. And above all, trust your strength. Think of the storms you've already weathered, the nights you didn't think you'd make it through. But you did. You're still here, stronger, wiser, more grounded than before. Life has tested you before, and each time you've risen. Why should now be any different? Remind yourself, you are not weak for struggling. You are strong for continuing. Growth often happens silently, beneath the surface. Like roots growing deeper during a storm, your resilience is taking hold, even if you cannot yet see it. Your past is proof. The hardships you've overcome are not just memories, they are evidence. Evidence that you're capable, that you have what it takes. Use those memories as fuel. Let them whisper to you in moments of doubt. You've done this before. You will do it again. Resilience is not perfection. It's persistence. It's the quiet voice that says, "I will rise," even when you feel like falling. Your scars are not signs of failure. They are symbols of survival. So face what comes, not with fear, but with faith. Know that adversity does not define your limits. It reveals your depth. And when the dust settles, you'll see that it was the struggle itself that carved your strength. Chapter 7. The Law of Giving and Receiving. The Stoics understood a timeless truth. What we offer to the world returns to us, not always in form, but in essence. This is not mystical thinking, it is the natural rhythm of life. When we give kindness, we invite connection. When we offer wisdom, we deepen our own understanding. When we lift others, we rise with them. Life is not a matter of hoarding, whether wealth, knowledge, or affection. It is a continuous exchange, a flowing current. Like a river that gives of itself to nourish the land, we too must flow outward. When we clutch too tightly, we stagnate. But when we give freely, we become part of something greater, an ecosystem of generosity, resilience, and growth. The Stoics did not teach self-sacrifice for its own sake. They taught alignment with nature. Generosity is not about depletion, but circulation. It is about recognizing that abundance is created through sharing, a word of encouragement, a quiet act of kindness, a moment of listening. These are not small things. They ripple outward, shaping lives in ways we may never see. True generosity also cultivates humility. It reminds us that we are not separate, but deeply interconnected. In giving, we acknowledge our shared humanity and our own capacity to uplift others, even in our most difficult moments. This law applies to knowledge as much as to material things. The more we share, the more we learn. Teaching, mentoring, and guiding others not only help them grow, it solidifies our own understanding. Knowledge is not diminished by giving, it is multiplied. And just as giving expands us, so does gratitude. The more we appreciate, the more we recognize the richness already present in our lives. Gratitude shifts our focus from scarcity to sufficiency, from fear to trust. It turns each moment into a chance to feel fulfilled, not by what we gain, but by what we give. The Stoics believed that a meaningful life is not measured by what we accumulate, but by what we contribute. Give without expectation. Teach with an open heart. Live with hands and spirit open. Because in the end, the more we share, the more life returns to us. Not always in the way we imagined, but always in the way we need. Everything will come. Give freely and receive deeply. Breathe. Let go. Life, as the Stoics remind us, is always in motion, flowing not according to our plans, but according to a deeper wisdom. We are not here to control every outcome, but to align ourselves with what is unfolding. When we meet each moment not with resistance, but with faith, we begin to see that even setbacks carry meaning. Even delays serve a purpose. Faith is not the absence of effort. It is the courage to act without needing certainty. It's choosing to trust that what is meant for us will come, not on our schedule, but in its perfect time. Like the seasons, life has its own rhythm. We can't rush it, but we can move with it. So release the urge to force things into place. Let go of the timeline you thought you needed. Your path is not behind schedule. You are exactly where you need to be, learning, growing, becoming. Every challenge you face, every pause in the journey, is part of something greater. What's meant for you is already on its way. All you need to do is stay steady. Stay open. Keep showing up with quiet confidence, with humble strength, and above all, with faith. If this message resonates with you, take a moment to share your thoughts in the comments. Just 3 simple words. I trust life. And remember, the journey doesn't end here. There's always more to discover, more to reflect on, and more ways to grow. So stay with us, because the next chapter may be exactly what you've been waiting for. Whatever you're facing today, take heart. You are not alone. Have faith. Everything will come.